Welcome to ArmandComdeyShow. Welcome to ArmandComdeyShow. I can promise you only one thing. And that's, I'm not gonna betray you on this channel by creating catchy thumbnails that don't mean anything. Because here on this channel, we don't appreciate sensationalism. Here, we are real. So, if you don't like it, don't watch it. But also, don't watch it if you like it. Don't watch this show in any case. Just don't watch this. And the reason for that is because here we are too real sometimes. And that sometimes can be very uncomfortable. There you go. Welcome to episode number 7. I'm your host. A few things I want to start with here. And I want to talk, and we don't talk or care about things like that here on this show, but I just want to say a few things about a talk to a girl. I just want to say a few things. And I don't even want to say a few things because I don't care about things like that on this channel. We don't care about that kind of culture. On this channel here, in this studio, we do not care about that kind of culture. So I'm not really saying these things about talk to a girl, but I'm going to say a few things about talk to a girl. So first of all, can you imagine, just imagine, being called a something girl? Can you imagine that people know you like a brand? You're not a person. You're a talk to a girl. How humiliating is that? How humiliating is that? I'm a talk to a girl. The same thing goes for the Subway girl. Is she not popular anymore? I don't know. I don't watch TikTok. But that girl, the same thing. Nobody knows. Nobody knows these. These are not people. These are not people. These are objects that are created by crazy people. By crazy people. Can you just imagine being called a something girl? Can you imagine being referred to as, okay, enough of that. In the beginning of this show, you heard the beautiful song Leave Me, and I encourage you to go encourage other people to watch this show, because here we're too real, like we said in the beginning, and also discover new artists that we promote on this channel, that we have good relationships with, and we encourage you guys to go do that. First thing you want to know about today's show is I didn't want to record this show because I wanted to record this episode, but I was I was being sick for a week and I'm still kind of recovering, so I was not sure if I should do it. But then I remember that I like doing this so much that I don't really care how I'm feeling. But the fact is I'm still feeling kind of sick. So that's just how it goes today. And the fact being is, even though on this show we have money, we're okay. We have money, but we're not multi-millionaires here on this show. We're not multi-millionaires. And so I couldn't afford a visit to a doctor's office. And so that's why I was sick for longer than I should have, and I'm sick today a little bit. And that's all because we're not multimillionaires and we cannot afford a single visit to a doctor's office in America. Because we're not multimillionaires. And that's not great. I wish I could go see a doctor. I haven't seen a doctor in, I don't know, I had some problem with my skin when I was like 15, and that's when I went to see doctor. And other than that, I have problems with my teeth. I can't go there also because that's even more expensive. That's even more expensive. I need to sell my car probably to go fix my teeth. But that's a story for another day. You know, I was thinking today about the concept that politicians use a lot, and they talk about American lives, right? You gotta love it. American lives. There's something special about that, and we can talk about that at length about the American exceptionalism, but we're not here to challenge, right? We're here to entertain. So we're not going to go into American exceptionalism today, maybe tomorrow or later. American lives. It's a very interesting concept and it's very appealing to American people, to American culture. We got to save American lives, or my favorite one is American lives are at stake. That's my fucking favorite. American lives are at stake, and we're gonna do everything that. Why am I sounding like I'm making an impression of Obama when I'm not? That's just how I think politicians all talk. I'm not making an impression of Obama because I like him. I voted for him when I was in Ukraine in 2012. 2012 election. I voted for him from Ukraine. I made a presentation for my English class about Obama and how awesome he was. So don't come to me saying that I mock Obama. I made a presentation about Obama and how awesome he was and how much better he was than Mitt Romney in my English class at school. And I voted for him from Ukraine, even though I am not American and I didn't vote for him. I couldn't, but I still voted for him. Do you understand? So don't come with me. Don't come to me with that. But the concept of American lives is something interesting. American lives, and everybody kind of vibrate. Everybody understand, oh yeah, American lives, this is genuinely important topic. But that got me thinking with all this health situation that I have going on with all these doctor's appointments, and me being in constant jeopardy because I don't meet American financial standards or professional standards of business that I despise also. But that got me thinking because I'm kind of in a struggle here. We're kind of in a struggle here in this. Even though we have money, we're still in a struggle a little bit. Sometimes I'm wondering, am I an American life? Do I count as an American life? American lives are at danger, are at stake. We've got to take care of America. We've got to save American lives. Why? And I wonder, do I count as an American life? Because I live here, right? I've been living here for a little bit. I pay my taxes. Well, kind of. I kind of pay my taxes because I don't pay that much. I don't pay that much taxes. But that's not. Let me explain. I don't pay much taxes not because I do not report or I evade taxes. I'm a law-abiding citizen, except the times where I drive intoxicated. When I drive intoxicated, but that's a mental disorder. That's a mental disease. That's on me. That's not promoted here. That is my mental disorder. That's my wound, my psychological trauma that I'm sharing with you here. Do you understand what I'm doing? So other than that, I follow all the possible and impossible laws of American justice system. So I don't pay that much Because, not because I don't report, of course I do, but because we make enough money here. When we make enough money, we just kind of spend it all. We just kind of spend it all on products. We like products here. We spend all the things like Gucci shoes. I buy Gucci shoes sometimes for no reason at all. I just buy things because I have money. I look at my wallet and my credit card, and it looks like I have money. So I spend it all. Like Gucci products and Porsche bags for whatever reason. I don't have a Porsche car, but I still buy Porsche bags because nice. So here on this channel, we kind of don't pay a lot of taxes, but we owe a lot of taxes. We don't pay the IRS. We're kind of running a tab with IRS. Do you understand how we roll here? We spend all our money on extremely unnecessary products like Gucci shoes that I don't even wear. I just buy them and I put them in the bag and they're just there. But by the end of the year, where it comes to pay, when IRS, I report to them. Of course, I'm happy to report. I'm happy to establish a rapport with IRS. So I do that. But when it comes to paying, I'm like, guys, I don't have money. I've spent it all. Let's run a tab. Let's make it work like this. And my credit card, and so I think it's a good deal because my credit card companies are about 30% APR, and we like to talk about APR and economic analysis here on this channel. Credit card companies are about 28 to 31% APR with my credit score. But with IRS, even though I owe them thousands of dollars, which is awesome, but their APR is about, I think last time I checked it was 2% or something. Basically, it's free money in my book. In my book, running a tab with the IRS is free money. Okay. Here we come to this portion of a program where we have to acknowledge our sponsor today. And our sponsor today is Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer. Established in Milwaukee in 1844, something very American, something that we like and appreciate on this channel. We appreciate American values and true American culture that goes back to the founding fathers and revolution and all that good stuff. This is I believe it's a lager. I'm not sure, but this is a really good beer. They have 24 ounces in this specific can. Pabst Blue Ribbon, we support. Pabst Blue Ribbon, good beer. Okay, that was our paid promotion for who makes this thing? Is it Busch Seinhauser, whatever the name of the company is? I think it's Bull. I don't care. It says Bull. I don't know what. Maybe I don't care. I don't care who makes it. It's a good beer. We're paid by Pabst Blue Beer. Also today, what I have here is some rotten raspberries. They're organic. They're really good, but they're rotten because we can't afford nice things here on this channel. Especially when it comes to food, we don't even care. We care about things that last, like Porsche bags and Gucci shoes. Raspberries, for all I know, are as good rotten as they are fresh. So we just save a little bit of money. This was $1. Really good rotten raspberries. Good for your health. I recommend to everyone. Let's continue. As it turns out, this is a Christmas episode because probably we're not going to make more before Christmas. And I want to talk about Christmas a little bit because of how important in our lives it is. This is one of the only days in the year where many of you will go and visit and come to their loving families, and you will have good time with your loved ones and people who you appreciate in your life. And the thing is, I can't really relate to that. I can't relate to that at all, because I'm completely alone here in this studio. I'm completely alone. I know like 2 people, and one of them is in Mexico for reasons that I struggle to understand. So I'm completely alone. I don't have close families here. Those concepts are foreign to me. Do you understand? Going to see a loving family or spend time with loving family on Christmas is a foreign concept to me, like I am to you. The thing about my family is I'm so far removed from them culturally and geographically that I don't feel like I even have family anymore. And it doesn't help that my grandpa, is in somewhere near Kiev shooting Russian drones with his fishing net, which is not very efficient, to be honest, but he's doing his best, and I appreciate him for it. My mom is also somewhere like Geneva or Luxembourg, which are really the same thing to me. She's running some kind of financial schemes, maybe fraud. I'm not entirely sure. What I'm trying to say is the concept of a loving family on Christmas and smiling home members is a very foreign concept to me. And I just want you to know that. I want you to know that. But for all of you who are going to spend the time with your loved ones, I really wish that you enjoy those people in your life until you get tired of them and until you no longer want to see their faces, which will happen at one point or another. Or if it doesn't happen, then some of them is going to die. So enjoy the time that you have today. Good. We have figured that out. I'm happy. We're covering a lot of bases today. And that makes me happy. Or there's some good rotten raspberries. Or better say, raspberries. Let's talk about some politics. I love American politics. Let's talk about politics. We're not going to talk about politics. We're going to talk about ice cream. What I want to say is, I feel like salt and straw beer ice cream has got to be banned because it doesn't make sense. Beer ice cream at Salt and Straw must be abolished, like slavery, because it has a negative impact on society in many ways. So we do not support beer ice cream here, and we just don't think it's a good idea for it to be sold anywhere, especially at a reputable place like Salt and Straw, which we love. Next thing about ice cream is, has come to my attention that Talenti ice cream is a known brand, and a lot of people here in the United States, they love Haagen-Dazs because it's a good commercial brand with nice advertising, and people think it's the best. But I would argue that that Talenti Gelato caramel swirl ice cream that can be bought in your local grocery store is by far the best ice cream, better ice cream than anything that Haagen-Dazs had made and is currently making. So that's the final point about ice cream that I want to make today. And I hope you all learned something from this segment. And here we come to my favorite segment. And I'm going to do this. We have a few minutes left. I'm going to be as concise as possible. But this is a very heavy topic. And it's a gender pay gap. And I really hate to talk about this after we talked about Christmas and my financial problems. And we have connected on some level. Even though you don't feel that way now, I do. Which is by far more important than anything that you're feeling right now. Gender pay gap. So first thing I want to say, unfortunately, for many of you, it's not real. Unfortunately, gender gap is not real. And we're not going to talk about why I think it's not real. We're going to talk about something else. We're going to talk about how I regret that the gender pay gap is not real, right? Gender pay gap is not real, but I wish it was. For many reasons. I wish the gender pay gap in the United States was obvious and real and something that people actually can fight for, which is not something real and something that people can actually fight for, not because we cannot destroy it, but because gender pay gap is not real. So we cannot fight it for that reason. But I wish it was real. I wish it was real so people could fight it, so people can find a way to abolish gender pay gap. But most importantly, I wish the gender pay gap was real because that would be the only thing that would make men, which I will remind you is 50% of population, whether you like it or not. Men are 50% of population. And if the gender pay gap was real, that would give men in this culture a legitimate reason to exist. I don't really know if I want to unpack this right now, but I will just say that if the gender pay gap was real, which is not, then the man would feel that they have a place in this world and a purpose in society, which they don't. If the gender pay gap was real, because it's not, a man would have at least one, and the men do not have many reasons to exist in their own head. They want to be useful to people around them, like partners, families, and all that. So if the gender pay gap was real, which is not, a man would be a little bit more happy because they would feel like other people depend on them. And for men, and I know from experience and from my friends, that for men, one of the most important things in their life is to feel like they matter and to feel like other people need them. So, if the gender pay gap was real, which is not, that the men would feel like they are needed to provide for women that are paid less. But they're not. Okay? Goodbye. Leave me